Christine, and this is my old and blind best friend, Chase the dog. We traveled the US living out of my SUV, searching for adventure, food, and fun. If you'd like to be our travel buddy, then like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Join our Patreon or YouTube membership community for exclusive perks and content. Hi guys, I think it's time I share with you a little bit more about myself. I'm usually a pretty private person, so I've been hesitant to give away personal details to the entire internet. However, I am trying to build a like-minded community on this channel, and I feel like in order to do that, I need to give you guys my history and why I do what I do. So here goes. Even as a child, I was really independent and liked being in control of my own world. I would pitch a tent in the front yard and live out of it so I could be on my own. I've always been motivated to learn and grow. I've consistently set goals for myself since I was a little kid. Thankfully, I had a great childhood with wonderful parents that gave me a good foundation for life. I started out adulthood very career focused. I tried college, but it didn't feel right, so that lasted less than 2 semesters. I was drawn to sales because it seemed exciting and had a high income potential. I started selling security systems, and I moved my way up in that industry for over a decade.
And now she's homeless. I mean, guys, boss babes are ending up homeless and men don't really care. This is it, guys. There's no one coming to save them. There's no massive bailout this time. You know, '08 is gone. We don't have Obama in office. We don't have the old guy anymore. All right. We have a president who walks with a big stick. Okay. These are very, very different times we live in. And it's only going to get more difficult from here. While Trump is saying that he doesn't see a recession happening this year, he will not rule one out. The real and honest to goodness truth is that it's normal to have a recession. Recessions are very, very normal because it means that society is restructuring itself. And the longer you go without a recession, the worse it's going to be because they're just fudging the actual numbers. And everyone knows it. You need to have a recession every so often, and a recession is not a bad thing, but the government is hiding it. Women are making continuous videos online discussing that they are losing their jobs, and yet the unemployment rate continues to fall. The reason why the unemployment rate continues to decline is because more and more people are dropping out of the workforce, giving up on finding jobs, and they're saying, oh, well, if you're not looking for work anymore, then you're not unemployed. People are sending out thousands of resumes and getting no responses. And this is a good job market. If you look at China, you look at the United States, it's very much a parallel where so many people are now living off the gig economy and coming to the conclusion that they have a better bet and a better chance of living off the gig economy than actually trying to secure a job in their fields. Watch the end of the video to fully understand the implications of so many women now ending up homeless, former boss babes now ending up homeless, what that's going to mean for women and society going forward. Don't forget to follow us over on Rumble, guys. So most of our streams are now on Rumble, exclusively on Rumble at that. And even with this stream, 30 minutes into this stream, we're going to be jumping over to Rumble. So you've been warned. If you're enjoying the stream over here, be ready for the switch because 30 minutes into the stream, we're jumping over to Rumble, and there's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay. Also, guys, don't forget to check out Angry's Crypto Academy. You know what's happening in the economy right now. You know the economy is absolutely horrific. People are struggling. People are losing their jobs. Men are dropping out of the workforce. So, you know, you need to take action now because the financial system is on the absolute brink. The ATMs are going to freeze. The banks are going to close their doors and your assets are at serious risk. But you can discover how to protect your wealth and your wealth with cryptocurrency. And at Angry's Crypto Academy, you'll master the skills to buy, sell, trade, and invest in the most secure coins, plus unlock 4 coins that virtually no one is talking about, poised to create new millionaires in the upcoming bull run. In addition to that, guys, we also have a blueprint over there that will teach you how to make a full-time living just trading cryptocurrency. It's a very, very important skill that all of you should be learning right now because it can save your life, especially in this dark economy that's now upon us. It's called the Crypto Trading for Dummies Blueprint. It's available over in Angry's Crypto Academy, and with this blueprint, you'll learn how crypto day trading can help you earn daily profits, even starting small. Imagine making hundreds of dollars daily, trading small amounts, working just an hour a day. It's written so simply that even a 5th grader can do it. With banks collapsing and the economy in chaos, the skill is your lifeline. So you can find out what those coins are we mentioned earlier, or learn how to do crypto day trading, place your job, save yourself, save your future, survive and thrive. Survive, not only survive, but also thrive while others are just struggling to survive. The link to the Academy's in the description of the video. And now let's go ahead and jump right into our first video. The first video is actually going to come from, well, we have two videos. The first one's going to come from Pearl, and she's basically talking about the fact that so many women are ending up homeless right now, and it's absolutely insane. And all of the boss babes are finding their way to the streets, and many of them thought they were going to be able to go and live in shelters, but I told you guys, many of them will end up either they'll be living in their cars, living in shelters, living in the streets, or living in the woods with Yogi and Boo Boo.
Modern women fought for the right to live life on their own terms. Most modern women make it a mission to prove they don't need a man. They want to do everything alone. They go to some expensive school to get a degree that no one cares about and get a job that's not going to make them a lot of money. The stats show that women still make less than men across the board. That doesn't stop them from buying cars they can't afford, living in apartments they can't afford, and defaulting on their student loan debt. So what happens when all of these bills come due and they can't afford it? They end up homeless. Some women can live in shelters, but there's only limited space. More and more homeless women have found themselves having to live in a car. There's over 100,000 people in the United States living in their cars in LA alone. There's over 60,000 homeless people. 16,000 of those homeless people live in their cars, and 46% of those people are women. The number rises every single year as housing becomes more and more expensive. That is what we're going to talk about on today's show. Modern women living in their cars. Poverty is the number one reason why so many women live in their cars. Not having enough money to pay for the expenses of life has become the norm for too many Americans, especially women.
Pearl is still trolling, but something I want to talk about. Actually, I don't know why, but Pearl actually looks a lot better in this video. Maybe she's dropped a little weight. No, and I'm not being rude or anything. I'm just saying, but something that in Global Man is in the comments, and something very interesting that he said is that he said, "Yep, Pearl went from having 20 employees back to daddy's basement." I mean, that's absolutely intriguing, absolutely insane. Pearl went from having 20 employees to back to daddy's basement. Now, guys, this is the difference between a man and a woman. As men, we basically know that we have to find a way to survive without anyone else, or else it's going to be hell on earth. And it's the difference between having skill sets and not having skill sets. The average woman does not have any skill sets. The average woman does not know how to create value for others. Are there some women who get lucky and they figure out how to build a business or a brand from home? Yeah, definitely. But the average woman does not have any real skill sets. Guys, check out my Crypto Academy. We have hundreds of people over in the Crypto Academy. What are my skill sets? I am able to teach, guys, I'm able to share my knowledge, right? I can take my knowledge and I can teach you how to protect your future, how to build a life for yourself, right? But guess what? Knowledge is not free. Knowledge is not free. Nothing is free in this world. But I want you guys to think about what happened to Pearl. This girl evidently was supposedly a millionaire, right? She made over $1 million on YouTube. I don't know if it's true or not, but she sure as hell made a lot of money. And where's Pearl right now? She's in, she's working out evidently out of her father's house. Now, with all of the money that Pearl made, right? And I'm not criticizing her. What happened to all of that money? She burnt it out, clearly. She has a decent set and everything else, but you look at her videos and it's one shot. Her videos are literally one freaking shot. They're one freaking shot. I want to use profanity, but I can't. Once we jump over to Rumble, then I can basically say what I want. But I've been watching her videos again. They're not terrible, but for example, Chow, if you ever go and check out my buddy Chow, you can Chow Time Pod, what he does, he actually uses a multi-camera setup where it shifts cameras. She can't. I don't think she has the technical skills to do that. And it's kind of what's really interesting is she was working with video editors for years, right? She was working with these people for years. She was working with video editors for years. And you want to tell me that you had these professionals, these people with these skills that knew how to do these things, and you don't know how to set up a multi-camera setup. You don't know how to do multiple cameras. You don't, I mean, like realistically, this is how things are operating right now. I mean, look at Candace Owens. Pearl blew up before Candace, or at least around the same time. And Candace basically left Ben Shapiro. She left the Daily Show. And I'm not ragging on Pearl, but I'm just giving you this example. Candace left Ben Shapiro. She left the Daily Show, and she basically set up her home office. And it's not terrible. It's not as good. The views are not, the angles and everything are not as great as when she was with Ben, but she's doing okay. And Blair, and then the point I'm trying to really make, I was gonna say Brett Cooper is doing much better too. When she first started, it was kind of crazy. She was like balancing a laptop on her knees. But I'm trying to point this out, that most women don't have a fall. They don't have anything to fall back on. Like, for example, I continually say to you, YouTube is not my business. I use YouTube to grow my business, right? But people like Pearl, what skills do you have? What have you created? What can you teach others? What value can you provide to others? And guys, she has a massive platform right now. She still has well over 1 million subscribers, I believe millions of subscribers. Think about this carefully. She has millions of subscribers, and she cannot properly monetize her subscriber base without donations, without ad revenue, because her channel got demonetized. Her channel got demonetized, and that was the end of it. So the entire business was operating off ad revenue. And, guys like Roberto Blake, they continuously say, do not live off ad revenue. Don't do it. As diversify. And if you look at most women on these platforms, there are some who are very good at it, but a lot of them don't have the skill sets. Like, for example, Stephanie Buttermore, she actually sells like courses, stuff like that, teaching others. Like, I can't say she's the greatest at it. For example, she basically like sold like a research study that she wrote. Like, she wrote up like an entire study, and I'm thinking to myself, bro, why didn't you write a course? And I don't know if she has any courses, but a lot of women don't even want to take the time to create courses. While there are many women who do create courses, many women don't even want to take the time to create a course and teach others their skill sets. You see, that's your biggest test in life, is being able to explain something, being able to teach it to someone else, being able to show that you have something else other than just, sitting there in front of a camera. And a lot of people can't do this. A lot of people cannot do this. There's this chick named Minx, and she makes content on Twitch, and I was shocked when I learned how much money she was spending in taxes. And what I realized is that this girl likely does not have an S corp set up. She does not have a proper LLC set up. She does not have an S corp set up. She doesn't have a proper financial advisor, or even a proper accountant. Or she didn't even read it, because she's making all of this money on Twitch, and like half of it's going to taxes. And I'm like doing the math, like, bro, how are you giving half of your money to taxes? You're supposed to be a corporation at this point. The way that you're a streamer on Twitch, you have all of this equipment, you have space where you stream in, you're having, like, for example, even events that you put together, all of that stuff costs money, and you're not itemizing your deductions. You're not. And what I realize is a lot of women without men don't even know how to run their business properly. If you look at Celine Dion became very wealthy because she had that man. She had her husband there with her, and he allowed her to sing. He allowed her to be an artist while he ran that business for her. You know, that's a very significant thing. That's a very, very significant thing. And women take us for granted. And you have to understand, women, modern women do not like us. They are living their best delusional life.
Do not need men to get bank accounts, houses. They have careers on their own.
No, you still rely on men. It's just indirect now. See, men have always been in between women and the real world. That your office job is not real life. Here's another depiction of that. Here's men going out to face danger and build things on the outside in order to create a safe space for women on the inside. This is how it's always been, and it still is. You just don't understand that because you're too comfortable. Men still do all the hard work. If all women stopped working right now, we'd be fine. If all men stopped working, everyone would die. And that is, again, because men make all the food and build all the houses and the walls, and they used to guard the border. I guess they gave up on that. Women have never done that and can't. Men still do all of the necessary things to create the space for you to have your girl bossing fun time. The way it works is that women are always really happy for men to do the hard, dangerous work until times are really good, until we build something better than this. And then you look around and you go, hey, men have more than us. No fair. You go to the government, which writes some laws for you, which makes you equal, and then you are disgusted by men who are equal to you. So without equality laws, it's very easy for women to find men they respect, and with equality laws, it's very difficult. And then everyone tells these men that they're worthless. And then they go, okay, well, I don't want to be this guy, so I'll just be this guy. And then they never grow up and they never do anything. And then you hate them even more. So your girl bossing crap is just not going to last very long because women cannot do what men do. You can't do that work of building the physical world. And what you're doing now is just sort of taking it away from men and having it for yourself without giving them anything back, which makes them go away. And then, like, imagine if you had to build a house. It's not going to happen. And then when men go away, then there is nothing in between you and bad stuff. So you might want to stop being so mouthy.
They're never going to change. You have to understand, women in Western society have been conditioned to hate men, to despise men, to disrespect men. This is the truth. So as a result of this, their behavior is going to continue to get absolutely worse towards men because they are conditioned to believe that they do not need us, they do not want us. Of course, when we start leaving and walking away, they become very aggressive and demanding. But women don't know how to get men. They will just, at best, they will do is just gaslight us, acting like they don't know why men are walking away. They don't know why men don't want to talk to women anymore or go on dates anymore. They don't know. They have no idea because everything is going so great. It's just that these men don't want to grow up and be adults. Is it because of the video games? It's because you just want to stay at home and play video games all day and you don't want to be a real man. You don't want to be an adult. This is their mental state. That's how they operate. That's how they think. It is an absolutely utter sad reality that we are dealing with modern women, where they do not like us, but they think they're going to keep on gaslighting us every step of the way. Most men have figured out their game at this point and want to have nothing to do with it. They just want their damn peace. Men just want their peace, and women are pretty much up a creek without a paddle. And men basically separate women from the real world, from accountability, and from any real hardship. But as men are dropping out of society, taking their ball, going home, and women are going to see this time, the simp economy is not going to save them. You're going to have all of these women, guys, you're going to watch as the economy tanks. All right. If it happens, and because I called it the Great V collapse, the great collapse, the collapse of the Golden V. You're going to see all of these women running to the one thing that women run to. They're going to try to run to men. They can't find men, so they're going to try to go to men indirectly through the simp economy. So of course you're going to see them rapidly setting up accounts on fools like OnlyFans, Only Fools, Lonely Fans, which is extremely bad because for only a very small percentage of women actually succeed on that platform, and The average earnings for a only fools lonely fans individual is something like $150 per month. Only a very small percentage of women even make $1,000 or more, and that platform is currently under the evidently it's under the it's being investigated by the DOJ. And trust me, when lonely fools only how do you put it, lonely is it only fools lonely fans, there we go, when it finally does get shut down, they're going to go after other platforms that are similar to it as well. Don't forget that Project 2025 is very, very real, and they've been waiting for decades to institute Project 2025. Evidently, since like either the 70s or 80s, they've been cooking this up, and then they wrapped it all up in the title Project 2025. So a lot of this is, there's still people that need to be confirmed. Like there's this guy who's like very much a part of Project 2025 that I believe is becoming a part of Trump's administration. He still needs to be confirmed. Like there's a lot of things that are still going down. The full effects of Trump's second term have not truly been felt yet. And with all of those programs that women enjoy, food stamps, like a lot of food stamp fraud is going to be cut. Like, you know what they're talking about doing right now? They're talking about putting a work requirement to receive Medicaid, where basically if you want to receive Medicaid, you have to have a job. Here's where things get very interesting. Most men right now, a lot of men right now, if not the vast majority who've dropped out of the workforce, either they don't need to work or they only work just enough to survive and no more. So if you put a work requirement that you're going to need to work to collect Medicaid, that does not hurt men. It doesn't hurt me. It does not hurt me. It's not going to hurt most men because, one, I'm self-employed, right? So I'd be able to collect it anyway, right? So I'm good. If I wanted to collect it, I would be able to collect it because I'm self-employed. I pay taxes. I'm a business owner. I'm an actual business owner. I own my business. All right. If you go and you drive for Uber or DoorDash or Amazon, because you're now considered a contractor, then guess what? You're a business owner. You have a job. You pay taxes. Set up an LLC. Form an S corp. All right. Pay your taxes as an S corp. You're now a business owner, buddy. Do you pay tax? And by the way, guys, I do apologize, but someone is spamming the comment section over on Rumble. It's clear. It is clear that it's so crazy. It's so crazy that they followed us over here. Absolutely crazy. Oh my God. Absolutely crazy that this jackass has followed. Sorry. See, like I didn't even. Yeah, they followed us over here, and it's like, guys, these people. They don't want us to talk. They want to silence us. It's clear that it's clear that the message is working. If you're over on Rumble and they spam the chat, just refresh the page, and all of their comments will disappear. All of that garbage that they posted over there will disappear. But yeah, and guys, we're going to be heading over to Rumble in just a little while. What the living? So what's going on Rumble right now is that you've got this idiot, and they're spamming the chat. I block one account, and they just open up another account. That's unbelievable. So guys, I definitely pissed someone off. I definitely pissed off someone. Nick the prick says, looks like Elijah found us. So guys, someone is so pissed off with us over on Rumble right now. Someone is so pissed off with us on Rumble right now. They've gone and created numerous Rumble accounts. Like, I'm just blocking one account after another account after another account. Like, the only time I've ever seen something like this was on YouTube. And, and it's like, it's harder. But here on, like, you would have to go. And so they basically just created a series of different accounts on Rumble, and they're just spamming from a series of different accounts into the chat. Like, that just shows you guys, like, these people, they don't want the message out there. They don't want us talking. They don't want us sharing this knowledge with you guys. It's unbelievable how society is beginning to degrade because of decisions that women have made in society and the Sims have and the horrible actions of the Sims. I don't know, guys. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, nothing lasts forever. By the way, guys, we're going to be moving over to Rumble in just a little while. We're going to be moving over to Rumble in just a little while, guys. So get ready. You have 5 minutes to get over to Rumble before the stream ends on YouTube. So yeah, guys, 5 minutes. 5 minutes for those of you watching on YouTube. You need to. For those of you watching on YouTube, you got 5 minutes to. You got 5 minutes to get over there, and then we're gonna jump over. You got 5 minutes to get over there, and then we're going to jump over. And we're going to exclusively go over there. So 5 minute warning, guys. You've been warned. 5 minute warning, 5 minute warning. And then it's to Rumble we go. But yeah.
Car is considered the best worst option for many women. Many homeless shelters are dirty, loud, and lack resources. There has been a rise in women's living in a car lifestyle, and these women actually choose to stay homeless, often documenting their journey on social media. Hashtags like car life and van life have grown in popularity since the pandemic. So I'm going to first read an article about why so many Americans are living in their cars. I do have a personal story about when I lived in my car. I think I'm going to go through all these women's stories and do mine. You know, sometimes, guys, I go through the modern woman life cycles, right? And I think, oh, shit, I did that. You know, I'm not, they'll always say, you know, you're modern. I'm like, well, I live in 2025. I don't know what, of course I'm modern. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's 2025, baby. So, this thing is making me sign up. I can't put a card on live. Oh, I hate it when they make me pay. Freaking A. Okay, I guess I can't read this article. Well, I guess we'll skip it. Okay, so we're going to watch a video first. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, so we have a woman talking about how to live in your car and why you should want to. Now, ladies, I have actually, not for a long period, but I have lived in my car, and I will show you video evidence. It's not, they're lying to you, okay? This is not what it's cracked up to be, okay? So this is the 8th month I've been living out of my car, and what a crazy experience it's been. I'm currently considering getting an apartment because my car is nearing the end of its life, and I don't want to buy another. Before I do that, though, I thought I would share the pearls of wisdom I've acquired during my months in my home on wheels. If you're thinking about living in a car by choice, then read on. This is all of the wisdom I've gained from my time living in my car. Why live in a car by choice? This is a valid question, and everyone will likely have a different set of reasons. I'll share my personal rationale with the hopes that you can discover your own. The number one reason for me is money. I really don't make that much of it. And I have other financial priorities in life beyond just paying the landlord and electric company. When I've previously rented apartments, most of my paycheck would go to bills, and there would hardly be any left over for the things I actually cared about. I'm trying to get my student loans paid off and travel the world. I have to get creative to make that happen because getting a $1 an hour raise once a year isn't helping. Being able to travel and hike is my main priority in life. You know how they say like women rank men 7th in their priorities, and you're like, what could they put above men? Hiking. Yep. Since moving into my car in January, I've gotten to explore about 10 different states and make 2 international trips. It would have been financially difficult to make all of these trips happen if I had to pay rent and utilities. This is a big way to readjust my present priorities in order to achieve my long-term goals. I feel more motivated to get things done in the morning, and I wake up and make some coffee on the hood of my car. I feel ready to start my day and get out into the world. When I used to have an apartment, it would often take me hours to feel motivated to leave and seize the day. It's much easier to make things happen when I'm already sitting in the driver's seat, literally and metaphorically. Now that we've established the why of living in my car by choice, let's move on to the how. Oh God. Guys, I promise you ladies, this is not all it's cracked up to be. Okay, but we'll follow this train of thought. All right. Use what you have and get it organized. Get a setup that you like. One of the main purposes of living in your car is to save money. So don't go buy a new Sprinter van. Find a way to make it work with what you've got. So you have a small car. Can you take out the back seats or open up the trunk into the front? Problem solved. If you have a truck, then get a camper cover so you can live out of the back. If you have an SUV like me, just fold the back seats forward. Consider building a platform in your car. You can sleep on top of it and have extra storage space below. I never built one because I don't have the tools for it or the know-how. Also, I like being able to sit all the way up when I'm hanging out in my car. Platforms usually stop you from being able to do that. Sleeping arrangements. Get yourself something to sleep on.
Guys, this is some hardcore homelessness. So she basically passed the buck on to others. She was living in her car so she can travel and, live this type of lifestyle. And as you can see, this is not a good lifestyle for anyone to live. It's a terrible lifestyle. It's a miserable lifestyle. It's a hard lifestyle. Absolutely difficult lifestyle. And now she's trying to get out of it. And what caused this is because of the poor decisions that most women make in Western society today. They're out here trying to convince other young women that van life is the life for me. Bro, when you need to go number two, when you're having you're having you have the runs. Where are you going to go? How are you going to do it? It's a miserable thing. I told you over 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, before I became, the angry guy, or back then angry MGTOW, I experienced homelessness, and it was not a good experience. First, I lived in my car, and then I ended up living on the street. And I did that for about 8 months while working on a postgraduate degree. And it was a hard 8 months of my life. I saw and learned a lot of things during that period of time. And I'm telling you something, women who were out there on the streets, they had to go and find a man to protect them, a man to stay with, because women are not designed for it. And there are so many women that will try to convince other women that this is optimal living, this is great living. I did it, you can do it too. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. By the way, guys, like I said, I gave you guys 5 minutes to make the move to I give you 5 minutes to make the shift to Rumble. So we're going to be jumping over to Rumble momentarily. Rumble is linked. Oh, our Rumble is linked in the description of the video, and it's linked in the description of the video, and where else is it? It's in the description, and also it should be linked in the chat. Usually, what I do is I usually pin it. I usually pin our Rumble to the chat, and then I also pin it to the chat, and then I also put it to the very top of the very top of the video. So what I'll do is I did not do that earlier. I guess I forgot. I was too busy with the troll that was bugging us. But what I will do is I'll go ahead and I'll put it in the chat right there, and I'll go ahead and pin it right now. I'll give you guys 2 more minutes. I'll go ahead and give you guys 2 more minutes to get over. I'll give you 2 more minutes to go ahead and get over to Rumble. Okay. And I put it there. I pinned it in the chat, and I'll also go ahead and update the video, update the description of the video, put it at the very top. And what you can do is, like, if you refresh the page, now, you should see the link in the description to Rumble. So it's in the description of the video at the top. It's a description of the video at the very top of the description, and it's also pinned in the chat because I forgot to do it. So because I forgot to do it, I'm going to give you guys another 2 minutes to get you to make the move, bust the move, and get over to Rumble, and then we're done with that. Mr. had asked about becoming a mod over on Rumble. Rumble is unfortunately, there's I don't know how you can operate a platform and not have tools set up properly to create moderators and all of that. So they're doing a pretty good job, but that's I guess one of the limitations of Rumble is the fact that it's much harder to I guess manage users over there. For example, an option to just easily add an admin, add a moderator. It's not as easy over here. It just is not. But I did a pretty good job getting rid of the idiot who was posting spam. So that's good. But you have to think about it. Guys, they really, could you imagine, it was probably Elijah. It was probably unemployed Elijah, broke boy Elijah, who was doing it. There was this guy who was bugging us days ago. We've been blocking a couple different people, broke boy Elijah. And, we got rid of him, told him don't come back. And you guys roasted him so hard. And now he's probably crying. So thanks for that, guys. Thanks for that. You roasted him so badly that, now he wants to, now he's looking for me. All right. So thank you so much for that, guys. You put him in, you left him in tears. All right. You really hurt him so bad. And now this guy wants to come and find me. Hope you guys are proud of yourself. Oh gosh. Oh, Calvin with a super. Thank you very much for that. He says, one of my favorite social commentary channels. Appreciate that, man. Thanks for the super. Thank you for the super. I mean, it's literally just a matter of jumping. It's really a matter of just doing it for yourself, man. It's a matter of doing it for yourselves, guys. It's like you have to want it. You have to know that the world is heading in a very, very dark direction right now. And if you're going to survive, you're going to have to save. You're going to have to you're gonna have to do some things that are going to be hard, and it's just how it is. That's just how it is. And you also need to invest in crypto.
Ask you something. When the banks collapse, and trust me, it's coming, will you be ready? Imagine waking up to ATMs that don't work, bank doors chained shut, and millions of people left with nothing. No cash, no access to their savings, and no way to survive. But it doesn't have to be that way for you. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy, to teach you everything you need to know about crypto so you can protect yourself and your family. You'll learn how to buy, sell, and even day trade crypto for a living. Plus, we alert you to new crypto trends so you can profit before everyone else even knows what's happening. Right now, I've just published an exclusive investment guide inside the Academy, and it's linked in the description below. In it, I reveal the one coin that could make you a millionaire. A coin so revolutionary, it could change everything. If you missed out on Bitcoin and Ethereum, this is your second chance. This isn't just about financial freedom. It's about survival. When the system collapses and everyone else is selling, you'll be the one buying, prepared to weather the storm and thrive while others struggle to survive. Don't wait. This knowledge isn't optional. It's critical. The link's in the description. Go check it out now.
Guys, don't forget to jump over to Rumble. I'm going to give you another 2 minutes to get over to Rumble. It's linked in the description of the video. Just refresh the page or click on the pin in the comments, but we're going to be jumping over to Rumble soon. So just be ready for us to jump anytime now.
Just use the same inflatable sleeping bed that I use for backpacking and camping. Another good option is to buy a memory foam pad. Don't forget your pillow. You will probably want some aspect of privacy while sleeping in your car and hanging out in the car. One suggestion is to sew your own curtains. I bought fabric and Velcro at Joann Fabrics and used my mom's sewing machine. The whole project took an hour or so. These are by far the best and most useful, most personal touch I've ever made to my car. Make it feel like home. What else can you add to make your car feel like home? While you probably don't want to keep every piece of memorabilia in your car with you, one or two things won't hurt. I have a t-shirt quilt that I made myself and my childhood teddy bear that I keep by my sleeping spot. I have a dashboard collection of all the cards, notes, and photos people have given me. Just a few personal touches will really help it feel like your own space. One of my favorite small things I have is a solar lantern. My car battery gets drained quickly, so I don't like using the overhead lights. My lantern is just a small, inexpensive touch that makes me happy. I have a backpacking camp stove that I use for coffee, hot water, and simple meals. I'm honestly not too great about cooking for myself while I live in my car. I usually just go to the grocery store and buy salads and sandwiches. I also stock up on snacks so that I don't need to cook such as bagels, fruits, and bars. However, I have car dweller friends who love to cook, so don't let living in a vehicle hold them. They don't let living in a vehicle hold them back. I've seen cooking setups that are complete with 2-burner Coleman stoves, cast iron pans, and Yeti coolers. They're hanging out at a camp spot, frying up the breakfast burritos in the morning. If you want to cook for yourself, you can definitely make it happen. Said, why didn't mom let me stay? Well, the story, I'll tell you guys the story about how I ended up in this car. And I'll tell you, it's not that, I'm going to tell you this at the end. It's not that simple. It's pretty funny. So I'll get to it. I would never live in a car. Well, I thought it was a good idea at the time, Marcus. Okay. Okay. Showering and hygiene. I live in my car in one place, so I have a gym membership. My membership is $35 a month, and I also work out while I'm there. But that would be a lot if I was only going to shower. If you have no interest in working out, try a $10 a month place like Planet Fitness. I have a friend who lives out of her car in Durango, Colorado, and she keeps a punch pass for the YMCA. It's $4 a punch, which is an entrance fee to use essentially anything. It's a lot for just a shower, but she tries to pair it with a yoga class when she goes. Then it's worth the $4. If you're on the road a lot, you won't have the luxury of a gym membership. Many truck stops, state parks, and local centers will have a coin-operated showers. Keep change in your car and find a shower a few times a week or less if that's your style. Yeah, so we got, it's kind of a white woman thing. And I think it's because us white women, a lot of us grew up going to national parks. I certainly did. White guys are just very outdoorsy. They like to adventure. They like to hike. So that's what I would put it where we get these crazy ideas. We're like, we can't afford to do what we did growing up. Live in the car. Okay. One day I pulled out of my apartment and left, Sarah said. It was the biggest road trip I ever did, and I was terrified to do things by myself. But it ended up being one of the most liberating things ever. Since then, I wonder if there'll be a serial killer someday that realizes the opportunity of all these homeless women in their car. I don't know if I just thought of Ted Bundy. That's what I thought of it. Okay. Since then, I've driven across the country 4 more times. Okay. All 3 travelers interviewed by TikTok all 3 travelers interviewed by Insider have grown substantial followings on TikTok by showcasing their destinations and how they equip their cars. They constantly field questions about how they sleep, mattress embedded in their cars, cook, handheld stoves, and go to the bathroom outside or in public restrooms, and shower, memberships to Planet Fitness or other gym chains. TikTok is a good way to show the everyday grind of road life, Grace said. On TikTok live videos, I'll just go about my everyday tasks like meal prepping my food. People are genuinely so curious that I don't even have to say a word. So yeah, she's in a van.
That's homelessness, y'all. Don't let these ladies fool you. What they're engaged in is homelessness. Okay. 100% homelessness. But guys, anyway, don't forget, I gave you guys plenty of times. I give you plenty of times. I gave you plenty of time to jump over to Rumble. So if you didn't jump over to Rumble by now, it's like, I hope you enjoyed the show, but for the rest of you, we're going to be on Rumble now, so we're going to wrap things up here on the tube, and gonna wrap things up on the tube, and then we're just going to be jumping over exclusively to Rumble. So, oh my gosh, geez, so something bad just happened. So we were about to wrap it up, and then someone dropped a super chat on YouTube for $20. I don't know if they dropped it instantly. This is like so messed up. They dropped it as we were wrapping up, so now I have to stop to read their super. The pimped out platypus dropped the super. He says, I live for your rants on the boomers. These are some bad muffins. Please keep them coming, big bro. I'm happy to oblige. I'm happy to oblige, Mr. Pimped Out. Thanks for the 20. Thanks for the 20 super. I hope you're over on Rumble now. And just so you guys know, you can also drop some cash over on Rumble. You can drop supers over there. I believe they're called rants. So it's pretty lit. But yeah, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here on the tube and jump over to Rumble. because and you'll notice my personality change very, very quickly. I basically, it's angry uncensored over there. It's just it's good. It's good times over there. It's absolutely good times over there. But let me yeah, let's go ahead and jump over to Rumble exclusively now. You guys had plenty of time. All right.